Jibing is all about using crew weight placement to drive the boat through the turn. In these demonstrations, you'll notice that we use two different crew combinations, one with the heaviest crew member as the trimmer, and the other with the heaviest crew member as the mast man. In both cases, the heaviest person has the greatest effect on the boat's balance. And so you'll notice with a large trimmer in breezy conditions, he stays anchored, allowing the others to balance the boat, while a small or medium-sized trimmer moves quite a bit because he or she can concentrate on using weight fully to drive the boat while still ducking the boom. So far, we've only talked about crew weight driving the boat through a jibe. This is important for two reasons. Any use of the rudder to turn the boat is a disruption. Utilizing the balance of the boat to alter course is always more efficient. In breezy conditions, the J24 can get out of hand because the balance is so delicate. Watch what happens when this crew member struggles a little too long to release the twing rather than shifting his weight. The driver's role downwind and through a jibe is a coaching role, utilizing crew weight to develop the desired response in the helm. For this reason, there is a constant dialogue between driver, trimmer, and crew. Through the jibe, the driver should sit or stand to the leeward side to get a better reach on the main sheet, grab the main sheet by all four parts, and pull the main across while coaching the crew on the timing of the weight shift. In downwind mode, like upwind, there are times to sprint and times to stay in the cockpit for maneuverability or tiller control. Typically, the difference is based on wind strength and traffic conditions. The trimmer in many cases is more proactive than the driver. Depending on his or her size, the trimmer can drive the boat through weight trim while keeping the boat charging forward with a full kite. Here you can see Mattia working the boat by moving his weight to steer the boat down as a puff fills the kite. Through each jibe, the trimmer must keep his or her head up and eyes on the kite, trim throughout the jibe, and shift weight with the crew to help propel the boat. Notice how our trimmer Mattia moves his weight with the crew, accentuating the role involved in the jibe while trimming. For taller trimmers such as Dave, it may be necessary to find a more stable place in the breezier conditions. The tactician is responsible for some of the fine-tuning involved in the weight distribution of the jibe. He should be the first to spring to the rail when times are challenging, and the one to stall on the leeward side when light air calls for a more cautious roll. In this demonstration, our tactician Robbie is quick to recognize the trimmer's need for help on the guy, and assists readily after working the boat with his weight. The mast man is responsible for trimming the twings during the jibe. In order to do this properly, he or she must go from rail to rail in most conditions, partly because the cabin top is the worst place to get caught as the boom swings. You can see here that the clearance for a crew member is much better out towards the rail compared to on the cabin top. This job is done by rolling out to the windward rail, feet first, digging toes into the tow rail, uncleating the windward twing line as the boat rolls into the jibe, trimming the new twing on as the boom clears overhead, and springing to the new windward rail with the crew at the pace necessary for the conditions at that time. Good fundamental bow technique can make the difference between a stressful day on the water and confident tactical execution. The difference that experience brings to this position is a confidence that all success from the jibe hinges more on the driver and trimmer than your own actions. In other words, rarely has a jibe gone wrong because the bowman didn't put the pole on fast enough. In fact, more often than not, inexperienced drivers get caught in a tough spot in these maneuvers by executing at a pace that does not reflect one or all of the other crew members' skills. The bowman must face forward, keeping the pole in front, keep both feet planted to concentrate on handwork, release both ends of the pole at once, keep the pole parallel to the water, attach the new guy to the pole, and slide the pole forward and away while attaching the inboard end to the mast. You can see here that Freito practices a technique where he unclips the pole from over his shoulder. This technique works for his size and experience level. However, some personal adaptation may be necessary for your body style too. Because the specific weight combination of your team is unique and requires subtle differences in choreography or technique, keep in mind that your timing and arrangement will require some modification compared to these demonstrations.